7 months, zero sales. I was 8 months pregnant. I was posting consistently, I was posting every day. Nobody was buying. I was convinced I was failing at this whole online branding thing. I was so convinced that I had taken the wrong turn and I was about to fall flat on my face in front of every last person that had been watching me try to show up for the entire time. I was ready to quit, to be honest. I was ready to just find a regular job, the one that I could, and just try a different path. After all, I had a history of quitting. I'd quit my makeup business, I'd quit my hair business, I'd quit the law degree I'd gotten. I could quit, but I didn't. And that rock bottom, that place I was where I was crying every other day and constantly worried about how I couldn't earn an income and just plain scared, that period taught me lessons that I have to share with you because you're on your journey and you're trying and it looks like it might not be working out or you want to try, but you're scared that it might not work out. This video is for you. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Paula Poole. I've built a personal branding agency, I've written a book, I've launched a podcast, and every day I show up on the internet to share with you what I wish I had known when I started. I have helped countless women position themselves online and build the brand that will give them the big life that they want. But before I did all of that, I made some pretty painful mistakes, and that's what I want to share with you today so that you don't make them. The first lesson that I will leave with you is that being seen trying can be one of the most vulnerable things that you do in this life. See, in Nigerian culture, and I think African culture in general, there's this unspoken rule to not let people see you trying too hard. Show the results, not the work. The problem with this journey now is that there was no getting results without doing the work publicly. They say don't be too visible, but it is visibility that builds the brand. They say don't brag, but if you don't talk about what you have achieved and what you have done, the people and the opportunities will not see track record. And let's not even talk about don't be too ambitious. I'm not going to talk about that today. So when I started posting about my expertise and sharing my opinions and my thoughts on the internet, you can imagine how that felt at the moment. I felt exposed in a way that I have never felt before. I was constantly terrified that people would think I was doing too much or I was being too proud or I was being too something. I remember I would post about digital marketing strategies and I would immediately want to delete it because in my head there were some people that would think, what does she even know to be posting? But what I've learned is that being seen to be trying is being seen to be building. If you're going to build anything meaningful, you're going to have to try in public. And every successful person has been where you are, afraid, uncertain, but showing up anyway. And remember that the people that are judging you are the people that will celebrate you when you succeed. All right, second lesson is that your family and your friends might not understand, and that's okay. And that's okay is something that I'm practicing in my life and I'm teaching my kids. All of the things that are negative in our lives, they will come. They come with the package, right? But that's okay because all of the grace that you need for this journey is available to you. So when I started, showing up online, my family and friends, they didn't understand it. And that's okay because it was not normal. It was not something that people, especially from around here, do. So it was very new. It was pretty strange and they loved me, so they supported me in their way. It can be hard when you're building something that only you can see. Only you has the vision and the people around you don't really understand what you're doing. Here's what I also understood from that season. The vision is yours alone. God gave you the vision and he has equipped you. Yes, it will be hard, but good things don't come easy. Besides, if everybody understood what you wanted to do immediately, then the dream is probably not big enough. Also, the people who love you want to protect you. So when they see you trying to go against the grain, trying to get out from the mold, trying to do something outside of the box, they are afraid that you will fail. They are afraid that you will get hurt. And that's okay. I mean, you have to understand with them as well that this is new for them. So the lesson I want to leave you with is that when you're building at the early stage, don't expect anybody to be your support system. And don't wait for everybody to understand before you start building it. Start building it, the understanding will come later. The third lesson I learned is that I didn't believe in myself, so it showed in everything that I did. This is the hardest one to admit, but I've got to be real with you because you're building as well and you need to know how these things work. You need to know what you're going through and really understand it for the journey. I didn't believe that I was qualified enough to teach anybody online. I didn't think that I was good enough. I didn't think I was experienced enough. I didn't believe my story mattered. I didn't believe my expertise could really help anyone. And let me tell you, until you believe in yourself, there is no other belief that matters. I was constantly second guessing myself. Am I good enough? Do I have enough? What can I give what other people are giving? Should I wait until I have more experience? And then I had a breakthrough moment. It was not as much belief in myself than I needed as belief in the message, belief in how I could help. And so I started working on that. I understood that I was not building my personal brand for myself. I was building it for the woman who needs it. And remember that my brand really started as a personal development journey. I was not proud of myself. I was not developing myself. And therefore, I was not proud of the woman I was looking at in the mirror. And so I started working on her first. And when I did that, I picked up skills that now allowed me to start freelancing. And that was really how the pivot started. And eventually, I wanted to show up for the women who were where I used to be, scared to show up, confused about showing up online, and waiting for permission that was never going to come. When I shifted from am I good enough to how can I serve with what I have, that's where things changed. My content got better, my confidence grew, and yes, people started to buy. If you're stuck, you're probably trying to be perfect instead of trying to be helpful. And that's where the difference is. Now, let me tell you about that 7 months. That month seven, I was tired. Remember that I was 8 months pregnant. I was struggling. I was trying to figure out how to earn an income, how to be valuable in the world, and it did not look like it was working out. I was posting, admittedly now, terrible Canva designs, and I was talking about things that I really didn't have much experience in, but I knew that it was something. I knew that I had to do something. When I tell you just start, I'm evidence of just starting. If I go down and find my earliest post, cringe doesn't even begin to cover it. But I don't delete them because I have to remind my clients and the people that learn from me that we've got to start somewhere. The confidence that you want on camera has to start from the shaky, sweaty first video. The great flow in writing has to start from one crappy article. The several yeses that you're going to get with your brand down the line has to start from pitching and getting rejected multiple times. I've been there. So there I was, 8 months pregnant with a 2-year old, not sure where my life was headed, not sure if all of the potential I thought I had was still there, as if potential can go away. I was exhausted and I was on the brink of giving up. I remember just sitting and scrolling through my analytics, whatever analytics they were to share that day. And I had like 3 likes on a post I made, zero comments. It was hard. I just started crying. I was feeling ugly. I had a swollen face. My feet were swollen. I was tapping away and showing up, even with how I was feeling about myself, and nothing seemed to be working. And I was thinking maybe everyone was right. Maybe this internet thing I'm doing is just wasting time. I was ready to quit. And then for some reason, I found my coach and I decided to take a program with her. I remember it was a 3-day program. And I was tired of investing at the time, but I just thought one last try wouldn't hurt. Because something in me was saying one last time, try one more time. Maybe it was desperation, maybe it was faith, maybe it was my child, because the child in my belly, now that guy doesn't give up. There is nothing that will get in his way. That, I don't know, they say it's a second born thing, but there is something about that child that he will get it done. I don't know how he does it, but maybe it was that. I don't know. Maybe he gave me some of his strength. I don't know. But one more time, I registered, and one more time, I gave it a shot. And in month 8, my first client came from Instagram. I remember when that message came in, and it was very, the clients that have decided to work with you, they don't need much convincing. And she just sent the message like, hey, I'm trying to start on my Instagram for my brand. Like, is that something you could help me teach? You could, show me the way. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, how much would it cost? And let me tell you, I did not even have a price tag at the time, but I just gave a number. I'm like 50,000 naira. And she's like, and she wasn't in the country, right? But she was Nigerian. She wasn't in the country. And she's like, yeah, is that because we Nigerians, we must check if that's the last price, right? And she's like, is that the last price? And let me tell you, for somebody who had not had sales for 7 months, that was not the attitude I needed to be bringing. But I'm like, yeah, like that's the price. And she said, okay, send your account details. It was at that point I knew that I wasn't going back. Like I was just, it was always going to be one more time. If I had a terrible post, I'd post one more time. If I posted a video on YouTube that didn't do well, I would post one more time. If I built a website and it didn't work out, I will build one more time. And that's just how I kept going. I just kept giving myself permission to go one more time. That was intense. So, how do you move despite these fears? First, start before you're ready. Fear tells you to wait until you have everything figured out. Faith tells you to figure it out as you go. And I will tell you, it has worked for me. I see it work for the women that I work with, and I know it will work for you. Second, find your why beyond yourself. Yes, you are the brand, but this brand is supposed to help somebody else. It's supposed to give somebody else permission. It's supposed to guide somebody else. So if you don't have a why outside of yourself, your brand will be subject to your whims. It will be when you feel like, because you're doing it for yourself. When you find a why outside of yourself, like we're trying to build, we're trying to leave legacy, we're trying to help other people, right? If you find your deep why, that will help you continue to move. And one of the things that we're going to be addressing when you work with me is finding your why. That is absolutely important because it's like your brand's mission. Thirdly, consistency beats perfection any day. One more time. If you take that one more time rule that I use to build all of the things I've built, you will keep going. So it's not a matter of the 20th time, it's just the next time. Show up the next time, and the next time, and the next time. Just keep showing up. 7 months of imperfect posts gave me and showed me more than 7 years of planning without doing anything at all would have done. And let me tell you something about fear. It never really goes away. Every time that I've tried to say yes to my big idea, every time that I've tried to do something out of the box, out of, the regular, I have felt that fear. It never goes away. It's just there waiting until you want to try something new again, until you want to make the next post, until you decide to start the podcast or start the YouTube or write on Substack, until you decide to go live, until you decide to build an organization, until you decide to build an agency. There is always fear at every point. But at this point, I know that feeling the fear and doing it anyway is what separates the dreamers from the builders. Which leads me to something I'm incredibly excited about. So, all of the pain and the fear and the lessons and the process all of these years have led to something bigger and are still leading to something bigger. Now, I'm launching a course. It's called The Big Yes, and it is because I am very familiar, as you can see, with all of the things that stop us from saying a big yes to our big ideas. And this is about saying yes to the life, saying yes to your expertise, saying yes to a bigger version of yourself, saying yes to your dreams, saying yes to the empire that you can build if you say yes. Now, the waitlist is open right now. This course is coming in the last week of June, but if you get on the waitlist, you have access to 25% off. But more than that, if you are just looking for clarity and you're not even sure what your big idea is, I've created a free worksheet that you will find in the description that will help you find clarity on what your big idea even is. You can download it today. Just head to the link in my description and get yours. This worksheet has been designed to help you identify what is really holding you back, what you would do if none of these things were holding you back, and what your possible next steps could be. Because your big yes is waiting for you to say yes to it. So listen, if you're watching this video, you're already braver than you think you are. If you have started anything at all, you are courageous and I applaud you for it. I want you to know that you are definitely not alone on this journey. So download your What's Your Big Yes worksheet, join the waitlist for the Big Yes, And let me know in the comments, what is the big yes that you need to say to yourself right now? Let me know in the comments. I'll be there. I'll reply you. If this video helped you in any way at all, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, share it with your friends. You don't want to win alone. Yes, I read every single comment. So drop a comment for me. Let's have a conversation. I can't wait to hear about the empire you're building. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.